Welcome, everyone, to another thrilling episode of Data Decoded. I'm your host, Alex, and today we have a special treat. We're going to explore the future trends in metrics and KPIs and how they are transforming the way businesses operate. But first, let me introduce my co host, the ever curious and insightful Jordan. Jordan, how are you today?
Hi, Alex. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be here. I've always been fascinated by how data can shape business strategies. So, what exactly are metrics and KPIs, and how have they evolved over time?
Great question, Jordan. Metrics and KPIs, or key performance indicators, are the vital signs of a business. They help us measure progress, identify areas for improvement, and make data driven decisions. Traditionally, KPIs were simple, like revenue, customer acquisition, and employee turnover. But in the digital age, they've become much more sophisticated. For example, companies now use AI to predict customer churn or analyze social media sentiment to gauge brand health. It's a whole new ballgame.
Wow, that's a big leap. Can you give me some real world examples of how these advanced metrics are being used? Like, are there any companies that have really stood out in this space?
Absolutely. One great example is Netflix. They use advanced metrics to not only track subscriber retention, but also to understand viewing patterns and preferences. This data helps them decide which original series to produce and how to market them. Another example is Amazon, which uses KPIs to optimize everything from supply chain logistics to personalized recommendations. It's all about leveraging data to create a seamless customer experience.
That's incredible. So, AI is really at the forefront of this evolution. Can you explain more about AI driven metrics and how they are changing the game?
AI driven metrics are revolutionizing the way we analyze and act on data. One key aspect is predictive analytics. For instance, AI can predict future sales based on historical data and market trends. This allows businesses to proactively adjust their strategies. Another exciting area is anomaly detection. AI can spot unusual patterns in data that might indicate a problem, like a sudden drop in website traffic or a surge in customer complaints. This helps companies address issues before they become major problems.
Hmm, that's really fascinating. How about in industries like healthcare? I've heard that AI is being used to predict patient outcomes. Can you dive into that a bit more?
Absolutely. In healthcare, AI is being used to predict patient outcomes by analyzing vast amounts of medical data. For example, hospitals can use AI to predict which patients are at risk of readmission, allowing them to intervene with preventive care. Another application is in personalized medicine. AI can help doctors tailor treatments based on a patient's genetic profile, leading to more effective and targeted therapies. The potential in healthcare is truly groundbreaking.
That sounds like it could save so many lives. Speaking of real world applications, what are some other industries that are benefiting from these advanced KPIs? And how are they using them?
Absolutely, Jordan. In finance, AI driven metrics are used for risk assessment and fraud detection. Banks can analyze transaction patterns to flag suspicious activities in real time. In retail, AI helps with inventory management and demand forecasting. For example, Walmart uses AI to predict which products will sell out during holidays and adjust their stock accordingly. Even in sports, teams use AI to analyze player performance and game strategies, giving them a competitive edge.
It really is everywhere, isn't it? So, how are KPIs being redefined in this new landscape? Are there new types of KPIs that businesses are focusing on?
Exactly. KPIs are being redefined to include a broader range of data points. For instance, customer satisfaction is now measured not just through surveys, but also through social media sentiment analysis. Employee engagement is gauged through collaboration tools and performance analytics. In the tech industry, we're seeing new KPIs like user retention rate, time spent on app, and even emotional engagement metrics. These KPIs provide a more holistic view of business performance.
That's really interesting. But with all these new metrics, how important is data literacy in modern business? I mean, do business leaders need to be data experts now?
Data literacy is more crucial than ever. Business leaders don't need to be data scientists, but they do need to understand the basics of data analysis and how to interpret KPIs. Companies like Google and Microsoft offer data literacy training to their employees. Even in smaller businesses, understanding data can make a significant difference. A data literate team can make more informed decisions, drive innovation, and stay competitive in a data driven world.
I see. So it's about equipping the entire organization with the right skills. But what are some challenges businesses face when implementing these new metrics and KPIs? Are there any common pitfalls?
Absolutely, Jordan. One of the biggest challenges is data silos. Many companies have different departments using different systems, making it hard to get a unified view of the data. Another challenge is data quality. If the data is inaccurate or incomplete, the insights you get from KPIs can be misleading. Finally, there's the issue of over reliance on data. While data is powerful, it's important to balance it with human intuition and experience. A good mix of both is key.
Hmm, data silos and quality issues make sense, but what about the ethical considerations? With so much data being collected, how do businesses ensure they are using it responsibly?
Ethics is a critical aspect, especially with the amount of data being collected. Businesses need to be transparent about how they collect and use data. They should also ensure data privacy and security. For example, GDPR in Europe sets strict guidelines for data protection. Additionally, there's the issue of bias in AI algorithms. If the data used to train these models is biased, it can lead to unfair outcomes. Companies are increasingly investing in ethical AI practices to address these concerns.
That's really important. So, what does the future hold for predictive analytics? How will it continue to evolve in the coming years?
The future of predictive analytics is incredibly bright. We'll see more integration with real time data, allowing businesses to make decisions on the fly. AI will become even more sophisticated, with models that can handle complex, multidimensional data. For example, imagine a retail store that can predict what each customer is likely to buy as they walk through the door, personalizing the shopping experience in real time. The potential for predictive analytics to transform industries is vast.
That sounds like something straight out of a sci fi movie. But what about balancing quantitative and qualitative data? How do businesses ensure they are getting a well rounded view?
Balancing quantitative and qualitative data is essential for a well rounded view. Quantitative data gives us hard numbers and metrics, while qualitative data provides context and deeper insights. For example, a company might use quantitative data to measure customer satisfaction scores, but qualitative data from customer feedback can help understand why those scores are what they are. Combining both types of data allows businesses to create more effective strategies and address underlying issues.
That makes a lot of sense. So the human touch is still very important. How do you see the role of human intuition and experience in data driven decision making evolving?
The human touch will always be crucial. While AI can provide powerful insights, it can't replicate the nuance and context that humans bring to decision making. For example, a data model might suggest a certain marketing strategy based on past performance, but a human might know that the market is about to change due to new consumer trends. The best approach is to use AI to augment human decision making, not replace it.
I love that point. So, what final thoughts do you have on the future of metrics and KPIs? Where do you see the biggest opportunities and challenges?
The future is incredibly exciting. The biggest opportunity lies in the integration of AI and human expertise to create more powerful and insightful KPIs. However, the challenges of data quality, ethical considerations, and over reliance on data must be addressed. Companies that can strike this balance will thrive. But remember, the data is only as good as the people who interpret it. It's a collaborative effort, and the human element will always be key.
That's a great note to end on, Alex. Thanks so much for walking me through all this. I'm sure our listeners have learned a ton and are as excited as I am about the future of metrics and KPIs. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and stay data driven.